I grew from $12,000 a month to $57,000 a month revenue in my business in just 8 months. And no, it wasn't because of some viral moment or some big name guru partnered with me or luck. It was actually because of 5 specific growth levers that I pulled that anyone else could pull too, even whether you're growing a membership, coaching, or digital products. So let's dive in. So of course, if you want to go from what you're earning per month now, whether that's with a digital product, a membership, or coaching, in order to get more sales, you are of course going to need more traffic. And that is one of the biggest levers we pulled to go from $12K to $57K a month in revenue in my business. So what we did is over 6 months' time, we actually tried a bunch of different social channels, from blogging and Pinterest to Facebook to Instagram and YouTube. And what we learned after consistently posting and using strategies native to every single platform and tracking the data over 6 months' time is that YouTube outperformed them in views and subscribers, but also more importantly, sales. And this wasn't just a little bit of outperformance. This blew these social media channels out of the water. We're talking some of these getting maybe 10 to 20 leads a month, to YouTube getting like 400 plus leads per month. So what we did to go from 12K to 57K a month is, again, we pulled this traffic lever, if you will. And what we did is we decided to go all in on YouTube and really double down on YouTube. So most people are really posting about 1 video per week, whereas I decided to go all in and post 2 per week. So I actually do 8 videos every single month on YouTube. But here's the thing, I'm able to do that because I'm not wasting my time on Instagram. I'm not wasting my time on Twitter or Substack or blogging and Pinterest, because I tested these things. I know what works. And so I know that my time is best spent on this platform, doing more on this platform in order to get us more traffic and more sales. Now, obviously, I think YouTube most likely is the best platform for you as well right now. However, if you want to go ahead and test this, testing is always a great thing to do in your business. So I would recommend using a software like Hyros or something similar. You can also Google like softwares similar to Hyros. It will allow you to track what leads and also what sales are coming from either every single video or every single content pillar or every single content avenue. It's actually up to you how you decide you want to track this. It's actually really easy to get set up and get started. Essentially, they're putting a tracking slug on the end of your URL, which is just a fancy way to say, more letters and numbers at the end of your URL to track where the traffic and also the sales are coming from. Because I've also tested this within my YouTube content to see which of my content pillars is producing the most sales. And what I've learned is that some of the pillars will bring more leads, but some of the pillars will bring more sales. And so it's really up to you and what is important for your business. But I will tell you this, my business is not a nonprofit. It's not a charity. It is in fact a business. Our goal is to make money. Our goal is to be profitable. So when I'm able to see not only which social media channel brings us the most sales, but which content pillar brings us the most sales, I'm able to double down on that as well. And if you want to learn my entire process from growing on YouTube step by step to figuring out which digital product to sell that will actually be profitable, how to successfully launch it, and also how to set it up to bring you automated, consistent sales month over month, then go ahead and register for my free on-demand training. It's one of the first links in the description below this video. All right, one of the next levers that we pulled was optimizing for conversion. So of course, if you want more sales, you can just simply bring more traffic, but you also want to look at what is your conversion percentage. Okay, so out of the people that go to your checkout page, how many of them actually buy? Get that percentage, that is your conversion percentage. And from there, what you want to do is try to optimize your funnel to get a higher conversion rate. Because if you are getting 100 people every single day to your checkout page, but you're getting a 1% conversion rate, that's only 1 sale. Now, if you can get that conversion rate up to 5%, that's 5 sales. That is a huge, massive difference. And that is actually one of the things we were able to do is we were actually sitting at a 5% conversion of people that opt into our automated webinar funnel, 5% of them purchase. So that is one of the levers that we played with, was actually tracking the data in our funnel and seeing, okay, what things could we test or tweak to try and get that conversion rate higher. So some of the things that you could do, let's say you're trying to optimize simply a checkout page, okay? What you could do is you could split test that checkout page. And for something like that, we use the software called System.io. You can get a free account in the description below. But what you can do is you can actually split test. So that means for every person that clicks to go to your checkout page, 50% are seeing one variation of your checkout page and 50% are seeing another variation of your checkout page. Now, you could test one little small thing at a time, like, button color or the title of your digital product or how you're laying out the offer and what's included. But I actually learned from someone who has done hundreds of millions of dollars with funnels, you might know him, that you actually want to split test with two completely different pages, and don't try to just split test something little like a button color or a word. Split test two very different checkout pages. Now, obviously they're going to be selling the same product, but really try, two fully different designs or two fully different sets of copy or something like that to see which one converts higher. Another thing you can split test is if you're running an automated webinar funnel like myself, you can actually split test things like the opt-in page. You can also split test this on your freebies, or maybe you're doing a free challenge or something like that. So what you're able to do is you can also split test the opt-in to your webinar. So you could try two different webinar titles, right? And you can split test those and see which one does better. Because of course, if one outperforms the other and it's getting more people to opt in, that's another conversion rate that you can work on. Because if you're getting more people in, even if your sales conversion rate isn't going up, you're still going to get more sales because more people are actually going. Another thing you could split test is your actual webinar itself. So every single year, this is something that I do, is I try a new webinar. We see if we can outperform last year's webinar. And we're not starting totally from scratch. We're taking the existing webinar and just tweaking it. But that's something that we do to split test and try to continue increasing our conversions over time. So as you can see, I'm not launching a bunch of different products. I'm not doing a bunch of different webinars. I'm not doing a bunch of different launches. All I'm doing is I'm focused on one lead gen source, YouTube. I'm focused on one product, my membership Freedom Creator Club. I'm focused on one conversion event, my webinar. I'm focused on one sales page, one checkout page, one funnel, if you will, okay? And what we do is we focus on just making it better and better and better little by little. Okay, the next thing we did to go from 12K months to 57K months is we actually optimized for our order bump and our upsells. So what an order bump is, on your checkout page, you're gonna have the name of the product you're selling, what's included, the offer, right? And you're gonna have a spot where they can check out. Now, an order bump is actually on the checkout page. So it's gonna be like name, email, put in your credit card information, and then it'll be like, oh, by the way, there just so happens to be another thing you can buy. And you just click a little checkbox and it will add it to your order. That's an order bump. And order bumps can be anywhere from like $1 to like $100. Okay. Obviously it can be any price you want it to be, but that's kind of what I've seen. Our current order bump is $19, and it is a bunch of AI prompts and a training to help you actually speed up getting sales faster, writing your copy faster, that kind of stuff. And so we actually played around with that, and we were able to get the conversion on that order bump to 60%. So 60% of people who purchase Freedom Creator Club also add our $19 order bump to their cart. So that, of course, is increasing our average cart value. And then what we did was we actually added upsells. So after you purchase and you hit, buy now or complete order or whatever the button says, instead of going to a thank you page, it's actually going to go to another page that's like, hey, wait, one more step, and it will give them the option to purchase something else. So our first upsell is actually something called Brand Your Biz. It's all about how to create your logo, choose your brand colors. It teaches you how to build your website. It actually gives you our exact website template that you can use for free and tweak and all these great stuff. So it gets all your branding done and out of the way, and you don't have to hire anyone for it. So we teach you how to do it like DIY, quick and easy, right? And that is $67. And we get about 10% of people who purchase Freedom Creator Club will purchase Brand Your Biz. And then one thing we did was we added a second upsell. So once they either click to buy the first upsell or they click like, no, thanks, I'm not interested, it will take them to the second upsell page. Now, the second upsell is our flash sale system. So this is all the stuff that we use to do promotions throughout the year, like Black Friday, things like that. It gives them all of our email templates, our funnels, like everything they need to get like bursts of cash with their digital products and do little flash sales promotions, Black Friday, things like that. That is $97, and we're at about a 6% conversion rate on that. So 6% of people who buy Freedom Creator Club buy that as well. And so all of these order bumps and upsells will actually increase the average cart value, which will increase your sales as well. And again, if you want to work with myself and my team and learn how we do all of this inside of our membership Freedom Creator Club, it's super affordable, by the way. You're going to learn how to grow on YouTube. You're going to learn how to come up with your profitable digital product, how to launch it successfully, and of course, how to automate your sales for consistent sales every single month. Go ahead and register for our free on-demand training, and it will also show you, how I deliver webinars, right? So it's helpful from both angles. Go ahead and register for your free seat. It is one of the first links in the description below this video. All right, now another Another lever we pulled to go from 12K months to 57K months is we simply raised the price of our product. And this is a big one, and you don't actually even have to raise it that much. We actually went from $49 a month to $59 a month, and we went from $297 a year to $348 a year. So that is one way that we also increased our sales, was simply raising our prices. And what's crazy is with that price drop, our conversion didn't go down at all. So it's something that is worth testing. And for us, we just knew we were grossly undercharging. Like, we look at all of our competitors. I mean, our competitors that are teaching how to make money with digital products in YouTube are charging like $10,000, $20,000. Like, a lot of these competitors have these really high ticket programs. And look, I didn't want to do a high ticket program. I wanted to make this really accessible for anyone to be able to afford to join. But still, going from $49 a month to $59 a month, it didn't hurt our conversions. And I do believe it got us more serious students who are like really serious about wanting to grow on YouTube. And we are going to be doing another price range coming up this January. So January of 2026 as well. This one's going to be more substantial. So I'm just going to warn you guys, if you're like, wow, $59, wow, $348 a year, like that's great. Definitely jump in now, because we are actually removing our unlimited option. If you don't know what that is, you can go look at our checkout page, and we are actually removing our monthly option, and you're going to have to just, wait and see what it is. But I will tell you this, it's going to be substantially more expensive. So definitely get in now. And the reason we're raising the prices again is because, again, we want even more serious students who are really, truly serious about growing on YouTube and making money with digital products. People who are not only going to buy, but actually take action, actually log in, engage with our community. Now, we have over 75% engagement in our community, which is great, but we do want to get that even higher. And we also want to charge more, because here's the thing. I always preach that you should charge based on value. I always preach that you should charge based on the result you're getting people. And now, if we just simply help people grow their YouTube channel, that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over years of time through AdSense, brand deals, affiliate money, things like that. But also selling a digital product. Even on your first launch, we're seeing students making hundreds and thousands of dollars. And of course, we want to be able to be more profitable so we can put more time and energy into improving the product, maybe having even more Q&A calls, maybe bringing in more people to actually support the delivery of the product in the program, because we want to continually grow the business and also continue to blow our competitors out of the water as well, of course. And I should mention, we also have folders and folders and folders with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. And so if you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm not sure if it's time to raise my prices, I will say this, it is the most important to charge based on the result that you are getting people. If you're like, I'm teaching people how to build a 6-figure a year business, you could charge a lot of money for that, right? But you also have to actually deliver. The other thing is, if you have tons of testimonials, that might be another time that you're able to raise your prices as well. I do recommend that when people start totally from scratch, no testimonials, like no reputation, no brand online, I do recommend starting smaller. I do recommend pricing lower and then raising over time as you get more results, more testimonials, etc. And by the way, a PSA, it is etc., ETC, not etc. I don't know if that bothers anyone else, but like, I've been listening to some podcasts lately and everyone says it wrong. And I swear I'm not like a grammar Nazi, but it actually really annoys me. I'm just putting that out there. Okay. And the last lever we pulled to increase our sales. Now, this one is not substantial, okay? The majority of our sales come from our digital product program, Freedom Creator Club, but this one did help us go from making only $1,000 a month with this to like $3,000 to $5,000 a month with this. It depends on the month, and that is brand deals. And I totally understand not everyone's going to be interested in brand deals. I'm not going to lie. They're a ton of work. Like, if you were trying to do this on your own, I'm just sitting here like, how? Because I have someone on my team helping me like organize all of this. And we have someone we give a percentage of all the sales to who gets the brand deals. Like, I just find that it's a lot of work personally. So I'm just going to put a little PSA on that. But what we did was we were able to find someone who we can pay a percentage of to bring us all these brand deals. And he is knocking it out of the park. And also my director of operations, she's also able to like manage all of that. So she's able to make the decisions on what brand deals we are going to take, what brand deals we're not going to take. They don't have to come to me with every single brand deal question. She's also able to organize all of it. Like, this brand deal will get published in this month, or this brand deal will have to get pushed to this month. She also is able to write our scripts. We've actually trained a custom GPT bot on my voice, and she's able to write the 30 to 90 second brand deal scripts. So all I have to do is actually just record and read the scripts. That's all I do. But It is a lot of work for a little amount of money, in my opinion, but it is a lot of work. And I'm not saying this to steer you away from brand deals. I do brand deals. I think they're great. And I love promoting businesses and brands that I really love. Like, I genuinely like it. But I do want to tell you, like, digital products make so much more money. So yes, you can do both. But a lot of times I meet creators where they're going all in on brand deals and affiliates, and they're like, I'm barely scraping by, I'm barely paying my bills. I'm like, you gotta sell a digital product. So just putting that out there, that this did help us grow a little bit, but it didn't make nearly as much of a dent as all the other levers that we pulled. Now, here's the takeaway I hope you take from this. None of these changes were massive. These were all like little tweaks, right? Like, let's get a little more traffic. Let's bump our conversion rate up a little bit. Let's add an order bump and an upsell. Let's streamline our brand deals. Let's bring someone in to get us more brand deals, right? Like, these were all tiny little tweaks and little levers that we were able to pull over 8 months to go from 12K to 57K. Now, how thrilled would you be to increase your revenue that much in just 8 months' time? And now that you know the levers we pulled and how we went from 12K to 57K in the last 8 months, you might be wanting to increase your traffic to increase your sales as well. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here. Because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this little video right over here, look how cute it is. It's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.